before the people. Okay, this is from the 12th century. Yeah, so much older than any other part of the set. Now, this is an old Irish sweat house. You can see yourself, it's very, very small inside. What you can imagine, it's a stone igloo, okay? It's covered with earth. What they would do is you would light a fire inside, you would let the stones absorb the heat. Of course, the smaller the structure inside, the quicker it would heat up. You would take off all your clothes, you would sit in here, you would cover the door with an animal skin, and you would sit for as long as you could take the heat. When you couldn't take the heat anymore, you would run out and jump in the lake.
The sauna.
Yeah, sauna, yeah. So you
Wow.
see all the stuff about cold water therapy and things like that? Yeah, Leitrim people knew that back then. Way before their time. So this would have been used for medicinal reasons. So if you had rheumatism or arthritis or something like that, they would have thought that this would have helped. They had no alternative because there's no healthcare in the 12th century in this part of the world. Leitrim, the county we're in at the moment, we're always the butt of everyone's jokes because we're the smallest populated county in Ireland. There's 300 of these structures in the whole island of Ireland. Over 100 of them are here. So there was nothing to do back in the 12th century in Leitrim either, other than sit in stones and sweat. So that's it, yeah, that's the size of it. Yeah, you climbed in, yeah, and there would have been numerous people inside at the same time. Yeah,
All men, I'm sure.
I'm told it was single sex. But yeah, I'm told it was. So
Women aren't much.
there was no alternative, like I say, so they didn't have any
Yeah,
other medical
feminists
help. So
behind
that's what
this.
they would have used this for. Now, we know that towards the end of the 1800s, these started to die out. They weren't as popular anymore. The reason for that is we have actual scientific medicine coming in, so that would have taken over. Also, we know the church weren't too keen on these things. Okay, so you've got local people getting naked, jumping in the lake. Fingers started to wag, even though I was told they were single sex, but anyway, they started falling out of popularity. So, there's still a huge amount of these in farms that are undetected, so there's a lot of these probably still have yet to be discovered. But they're just a lovely, quirky part of Irish history, and just something that's nice to remember.
And what are they
Up
called?
and have a look, very small, about four
What are they called?
sweat house.
Sweat house. Thank you.
The other thing with these was there would have been a hallucinogenic element to it.
Ah.
So you know, like in the States, you would have North America, the Indians would have used it as a rite of passage,
Opaque.
as a very important thing. If you sit in there for long enough in the 12th century sweating, I'm sure you're going to see some funky stuff. So you can imagine it would have been hallucinogenic. So yeah, it's just a nice bit of Irish history. So that's the end of the tour. Thanks very much for coming.
Wow.
There's one room that maybe some of you mightn't have done, which is the large banqueting hall. I don't know what stage you arrived at, but it's the biggest room in the house. It would have been where they would have had all their parties. So feel free to have a look at that room before you go. And thanks very much.
Was the party room?
So back in here. Yeah. There's
Thank
no kegs.
you.
There's no alcohol. I'm afraid as well. It's all
Thank
for
you very
everyone.
much.
Yeah.